Alright, hello. Um, there's no card on this weekend, and the cards that are on are either shitty boxing events or just some nobodies in like Portugal or something like that. No offense, I'm just not interested, and I don't think the world's interested. Um, so yeah, for this week, I'm gonna try something different, something a bit new. I'm gonna try do more less prediction videos, more MMA topics, and then just go through them. Um, I might be wrong. Who knows? This video is who I think is the most delusional fighters, and we're gonna rank them from least delusional to most delusional. So there's levels to delusion here, right? There's levels to this. Okay. Number one, people may be shocked by, but it's how I feel. So number one, John Silva. I really like John Silva. That a bit of me Trump impression came out there. I didn't even mean to. I like John Silva. I like him a lot. What a man! What a bald man! I'm shit at that. I'm sorry. Um, I had to include that picture of him on the cage. It's pretty much his profile picture at this point. Whenever people see John Silva, they think of that. That is like his brand. It's unique. He should really do it in the intros of his fights instead of like at the end of fights. I feel like that'd be better. Um. Anyway, the reason why I'm placing John Silva at number 5 is because he tweeted this morning, I believe, at the time of recording, that he thinks he deserves the title shot when he's had one ranked win, and that was Bryce Mitchell, who just had his first win over Gracie, sorry, shit. I think his name is Gracie. I couldn't remember. Anyway, not that impressive of a win, especially like a guy that's coming off like a 2-fight losing streak. One win beats him in a really good performance, bear in mind, but you don't deserve a title shot after that. One ranked win? Like, that's the same logic as Marco Tullio getting a title shot. Like, what? That's the same logic as like Shara Bullock getting a title shot. Who the fuck thinks Shara Bullock deserves a title shot? Anyway, I don't dislike John Silva. I just think he's a bit delusional for begging for a title shot this early. If he was in the top 10, it would kind of make sense since there's kind of like a hold up in the division right now. But he's not even top 12 yet. So, no. If he was top 8, top 10, I'd be like, yeah, I mean, the division's kind of hold up. But there's clear other people that Volkanovski can fight right now. Like Evloev, honestly, I can't really think of anyone after that. If Lopez wins his next fight, maybe a rematch. You know what I mean? But I think John Silva is like 3 fights away from a title shot. I feel like he needs that experience before he goes in there with someone like Volk. All right, moving on. Speaking of the featherweight division, Yair Rodriguez. This guy went on a 3-fight losing streak, to my knowledge. It could be a 2-fight losing streak. Won one fight against an unranked opponent, and now thinks he deserves a title shot. I don't see it. I don't see it. I think maybe if he fights Lopez and wins, then yeah, definitely give him a title shot next. But he's beat one unranked opponent. I don't care if it's Pitbull. That's someone who's never fought in the UFC before. You don't get a title shot after an unranked win after like a 2 or 3 fight losing streak. Is that just me? He looked good. It was a bit of a boring fight, but I think that was more on like Pitbull. But I don't think he should get title shot. I think either win 1 more or 2 more. At least 1 more. You know what I mean? Because he's not even that old. He's only like 33. Like, there's no rush. He's not like, Justin Gaethje, where it's like, any point now he could retire. Or Dustin Poirier. No, he's like 33, I believe. Could be less. I don't know. He got his ass whooped by but he already got his ass whooped by Volkanovski, so that's even less of a reason for him to get a title shot next. The levels, like, I think people just saw Volkanovski get the title back, and like, oh, his chin's gone. Let me beg for a title shot, and maybe I might get a fluky one. You know what I mean? It's people are like, I was disrespecting Volk. You know, I'm ashamed of myself, but I genuinely just thought his chin had gone. I didn't know at the time. I'm educated now, and I still think if any of these guys were to fight him, they wouldn't win. I mean, this is prime Volk. This is a prime Volk we're seeing here. And, you know, I have a controversial opinion. I think we saw prime Volk in the first Topuria fight. He just got caught. Topuria just has that power. I mean, look what he did to Holloway. No one's done that to Holloway. I think it's like less people doubting Volk than more people doubting Topuria, and myself included. I just assumed, oh, it was just these legends that took too much damage and finally their chins gave in. But no, it was just Topuria had that power. I doubted him. I'm sorry. Any Spanish people watching this, I'm sorry. I doubted your star. I'm sorry. Forgive me. But I wouldn't pick him against Makhachev, though. That's just me. I just think Makhachev probably wouldn't... He definitely won't stand with Topuria. If you had to stand with Topuria, I think you'd have to, like, do kicks and all, spinning heel kicks or something, because Topuria just finds a way to get through and just land that one, because that's all he needs. That one. So I think Makhachev will either wrestle heavily from the get-go, or Topuria sparks him, you know what I mean? I don't see Makhachev standing with him. This is a delusional fighters tier list. What am I going about Topuria for? Alright, moving on. I'm getting off topic. Yair Rodriguez is number 4. He's not too delusional compared to the number 1, but he's up there. We're going to move on. Lerone Murphy. Now, I actually think I should have swapped Lerone Murphy and Yair Rodriguez in hindsight, but because he's undefeated, you know what I mean, and he has actually more ranked wins than like John Silva. But you have a boring performance against a 40-year-old coming off, like, what was it, double shoulder surgery? Or am I thinking of Jan Blachowicz? I don't know what surgery it was, but I know he was out for a year. He's 40 years old, and you arguably nearly lost that fight. And you think you deserve a title shot. Like, come on, man. You needed, like, at least one win in the top 5, and then I'll consider it. Like, I think Josh Emmett was ranked number 9? 8? I don't see that being, like, a title shot worthy win. Like, the reason I said John Silva if he was top 10 is because he's a very exciting fighter and there's a lot of hype behind him now. Lerone Murphy is kind of like a wet fart of a fighter. Now, I know his story, and I feel tremendously sorry for him. I'm really glad he survived. But I don't think he should get the next title shot, you know? I think he should fight John Silva next, actually. That'd be a really good fight. I think that'd be a class fight. Either John Silva versus Lerone Murphy or John Silva versus Josh Emmett. That would be a fucking banger, you know? So, yeah, Lerone Murphy is pretty delusional. We're going to move on because I don't want this to be over 20 minutes. Michael Chandler. Oh, Jesus Christ. The man who should be bantamweight. How is he so small for lightweight? Like, he has muscle, but he does nothing with it. He has that one win over Dan Hooker. And that's like his entire career. I'm not even going to rate the Tony Ferguson win, because that was a washed, like, Tony after kicking metal poles for 20 years to Ferguson. Like, I can't count that as a proper win. Who hasn't beat Tony Ferguson today? Paddy Pimblett beat Tony Ferguson. And that was a shit Paddy Pimblett, you know what I mean? That was before Paddy Pimblett locked in. So, Michael Chandler, he still thinks he can get a title shot. And you know what the funny thing is? They offered him a title shot after he waited for Connors for so long, but he said no. That was his only chance to get a title shot in his career, and he fluked it. He could have fought Makhachev, and people be like, oh, don't count him out. But now it's like, there's no chance he's even going to get the chance to fight Makhachev, let alone be. Like, The only logical fights I can see from Michael Chandler right now is for people from ranked from number 13 to number 15. I can't remember who's in there. Chris Curtis? I don't know. Kopylov? Who knows? I think for his final fight, he needs to just give someone some spotlight. I think that's what the UFC needs him to do. Like, your Benoit Saint-Denis, your Roman Kopylov. Oh, wait, no. Shit. I'm about to say Chris Curtis and fucking Roman Kopylov. That's 185. Forgive me. Who's number 15 at fucking lightweight? I don't know. Like Benoit Saint-Denis or Rufy? Maybe Rufy? I don't know. Be good, big name for Rufy, and then he'd probably knock him out. No one's chinned Michael Chandler like out cold. So if Rufy can do that, that'll get him a lot of star power. So I think Rufy would be good next fight for Michael Chandler, or the winner of Benoit Saint-Denis and the other fella he's fighting. I can't remember who he's fighting. It's too far out. I'm not researching at the moment. Okay. So my next up, speaking of Paddy Pimblett, next up, honourable mention, Paddy Pimblett. Now you may be wondering why I'm saying he's delusional. It's not because he asked for a title shot. You know, out of all the fighters on this tier list, he deserves it out of all of them. He's the most deserving of a title shot, but he still doesn't deserve it. You get my drift. He's the most deserving, but still doesn't deserve it. The reason why I'm putting him on this tier list and ranking is because he said he has the most fight IQ, pound for pound, bar John Jones. I think like the entire room when he said that went silent, and you could hear one fella chuckling. But I love Paddy Pimblett. I love watching him fight. He's a character, but no. Lad, you leave your chin up in the air, lads. It's fucking. There's so many holes like in his game plan. Like, you can't say you're the like highest fight IQ. You have clear faults, but you're working on them. But he says he has the highest fight IQ when he clearly makes mistakes. Now, he won the fight and he won dominantly, but he made mistakes that fight. He makes mistakes in all his fights, but he says he has the highest fight IQ bar John Jones. I mean, compared to Michael Chandler, he actually does look like he has like a million IQ compared to Michael Chandler. I think Michael Chandler just loses brain cells like mid-fight and just gives them to his opponent. It's just kind of like I don't want to hate Paddy Pimblett at the moment because I was like on his bandwagon before this fight. After I was kind of on his bandwagon before the Bobby Green fight, but after the Bobby Green fight, I was all in on Paddy Pimblett. I think he can be seriously like not champion, but someone that floats around top 5, top 3. You know what I mean? Like win lose, win lose, win lose. It'd be kind of like someone that's always trumped. I feel like he's the next Dustin Poirier, where he's going to be so close, but never quite there when it comes on getting a title. Again, maybe we haven't seen it. Maybe he's doing this on purpose. I don't know. But I'm going off what I've seen and what I believe. And I believe he's average fight IQ. Just average. Technical ability, great. Power, great. Jiu-jitsu, great. Fight IQ, you know what I mean? He leaves his chin up to it, like, he leaves his chin up too often. I can't rate that fight IQ. He loses it a little bit too much. He kind of goes hell for leather, like, when he sees a finish. And I don't know how his cardio will hold up, because we saw in that Michael Chandler fight, he did mad spinning kicks trying to get to Michael Chandler. If that fight got into the round 4, and Michael Chandler was still being competitive, what would Paddy's gas tank look like? That's all I'm worried about. It's these spinning attacks, the Superman punch off the cage. It's draining his energy. And bear in mind, he looked good in rounds 2 and 3. But it's because he was in control the entire time. He didn't have to worry too much about Chandler coming back or anything. Because Chandler didn't do anything bar take him down. And Paddy just shrugged him off because he was too strong. So I don't really rate his IQ that much. But as a fighter, I definitely do think he's potential top 5 material. Alright, moving on. Ian Garry is the most delusional fighter in the UFC right now. And now, the reason I say this, people are on his bandwagon right now because he had an impressive performance against an injured Shavkat Rakhmonov. he he done an interview, I think it was yesterday, where he said, out of everyone in the welterweight division right now, he deserves the title shot the most because he brings the star power. Just no. Like, absolutely not. I don't know what he's smoking, but that might end world sadness if he gives that to everyone. Like, I don't think he's fully accepted that he's lost. I think he's literally formed in his mind that was a victory because he took Shavkat's 100% finishery. Fair play, you know? It was an injured Shavkat against someone you sparred with for 3 years? Or 1 year? I don't know how long it was you sparred, but I know it was longer than a year. And you're bragging about that? You knew all his secrets and you still couldn't beat him? And you think you deserve a title shot? I can't support Ian Garry with all the shit he does outside the cage, all the stories of him being a prick. I can't support him. Like, even as an Irish fan, I literally can't find it in my heart to, like, support him. Like, it's the same thing with Conor. He's done too much shit. I can't. Like, I'm literally grasping at straws saying, like, oh, Rhys McKee is going to make it one day. Like, I'm praying Paul Hughes comes to the UFC. Because PFL, I hope it dies a sad death. I'm begging for Paul Hughes to jump ship and save the Irish MMA division. Now, there's still a chance, like, Colin Loughran or your Rhys McKee, but it's very slim. You know what I mean? It's very slim. They have their faults, but I'd support them over Ian Garry any day of the week. I just don't like him. You know, and I feel like in his, like, publicity and all in his press conference, he puts on a nice face, but I feel like, you know, when you get that vibe off someone's like, you are the vilest piece of shit, like, but you're not showing it to anyone. Like, I get that vibe off him. I get the vibe he's a piece of shit. And especially, didn't he, like, bring someone's son into it and said he abused his son? What a piece of shit. You know? And then acts all goody-goody, like, I'm a fan favourite. Fuck this guy. You know, he thinks he deserves a title shot coming off a loss. A clear, nearly 4-1 loss. It's baffling. It's genuinely baffling. Anyway, that's my waffling for the week done. I'm still saddened that the Ian Garry card is next week. I really would have liked this to be this week so I can shit on Ian Garry more. But hey, I'm not going to say who I think is going to win between Prates and Garry right now. I'm going to wait till the predictions video because I don't want to spoil it for anyone. So you can click on the video and watch and give me money. I'm getting fucking nothing from this, but you know, that's it, you know. I'm doing this out of the sheer goodness of my heart to shit on Ian Garry. People should be thankful. I'm just kidding. You should be grateful that I shit on Ian Garry. Yeah, I just don't. He's a good fighter. I rate him as a fighter. I just can't support him, you know. So I'm waffling too much. I'm trying to get this video to 18 minutes. So that's been my rankings of delusional fighters. Please tell me if there's anyone I've missed. I can't really think of anyone else that's delusional at the moment. Please let me know, because I would love to do a follow-up video on, like, a part 2 of, like, more delusional fighters and put them in the mix. Maybe I might do, like, an actual tier list format for the next video. Who knows? Just have fucking Ian Garry in it, like, a tier on his own. Just call it Mikado. Yeah, that's been it. Yeah. I hope you've enjoyed. If you want more videos like this, please let me know. See ya.